Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? This reading will really tap into what's going on with you right now, how you're moving through this time period, and what's on the other side. Now, of course, I do not choose the cards, so they pop out as my guides wish them to. So this reading, it may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor each card as it pops out and the energy that comes with it, along with the meaning, of course, of each card. And I'm only using one deck because I really love the simplicity it lends to this particular reading. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Now, your deck is becoming very complicated, and my guide just said it's complicated. So I'm guessing you're kind of like asking the question right now before even one card has popped out. You're wondering, why does it have to be so complicated? Okay, and that could be life in general, people, circumstances. You're like, it's a lot, okay? Also in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as you're reading, I'm seeing a book, okay? And it's surrounded by like what looks like magical glitter, okay? It seems like really magical, yeah. So either you are learning about the magic of manifestation. Perhaps some of you have bought a book that has magic in the title of it, or maybe you're surrounding yourself with knowledge at this time. You're learning more about yourself. You're closing a chapter, perhaps, of your life in order to embrace a new one. I mean, your deck is super complicated right now in the energy. As you can see, I'm shuffling and nothing's popping out. Oh, there we go. But yeah, there's a little bit of conflict there with that 5 of Wands. So you've been challenged, definitely. But that book, it can indicate that someone will gift you a book. Perhaps it will help you in your endeavors, or you're just, you know, yearning to maybe just slow your pace down and be able to just stop and read a good book for a little while. Submerge yourself in perhaps someone else's story, because yours is a little bit complicated right now. So please take it as it resonates. Not going to resonate with everyone, but that's the energy that's coming from it. Your first cards there, we have the 10 of Cups. You're very focused on your family at this moment in time and the people that you really care about. And of course, you know, one of the most important things is like, you just want to be happy. 10 of Cups is like, why can't it be easy? Some of you with that 6 of Cups, it's like it was easier in the good old days. Some of you may want to return to the good old days, and I can actually see that you will, okay? There is an energy of you being very nostalgic. And that 6 of Cups, it can indicate that you're tapping into your playful side a little bit more, or trying to. I actually feel we got the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, some really positive cards coming your way, Scorpio. That's like the second reading ever that I've done, that there's some really positive cards coming out. You know, don't speak too soon. We got a couple more to go. You always get like a Tower or the Death card. Right now it hasn't shown up for you, so fingers crossed. I'm a Scorpio as well, so I totally understand that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? I'm seeing in the water as well a magnifying glass. So some of you are actually looking into things a little bit deeper. if that's even possible, my beautiful Scorpio. I feel like you could be keeping your eye on a situation or on a person at this time. I mean, some of you, magnifying glass could be connected to perhaps your sight. It could be that some of you are changing glasses if you have prescription glasses at this time, or maybe you're seeing things clearer. Or, you know, there's the book. There's a book that's coming up. Look, interesting. It's got actually, you know, a pentacle on there. I mean, that would be pretty magical, but that's not the book that I was seeing. There was like all this sparkly, like magical fairy dust around it, which of course is not real, but it can be that you are, you know, materializing things that are pretty magical. And you may have felt that it wasn't going to happen or work for you, but it does become your reality. Something magical occurring for you. You've got Wheel of Fortune there, so that indicates fortune favors you at this time. And it feels very much like you're looking at challenge in your life as well at this moment in time. You've got a Five of Pentacles there, and you've got the Five of Wands. For some of you, what I see straight away is that there is some sort of conflict between you and a person, or a challenge. You may feel that someone is either trying to rival you, and this could be like a frenemy, or it could be someone who perhaps, you know, you've had a lot of love for this person in the past. It feels very much like you're equals, okay? But the Five of Pentacles, you may lament a distance between you and this person. It could be a friend, could be, you know, a family member even. It could be a boss. There's someone here in your energy that, you know, you used to have a lot of time for, and I feel some of you are really close to really closing the chapter on that relationship, or you've already done it, because these cards, you know, they're in the resistance position. So this can indicate someone who has irritated you in some way, or has been very challenging, or tried to push your buttons in some way. And that King of Wands energy right there, it can indicate it's someone that perhaps, you know, you had a lot of confidence in their friendship, or you really respected this person. It could also represent someone who's got strong Aries in their chart. Doesn't have to be that though. And we've got the Page of Pentacles. So it's like the more you get to know about this person, the more you're distancing yourself from this person, or you're closing the chapter on this person. Okay, so there's something coming out there as well about that. You're looking at the nature of relationships and how they have evolved over the last couple of years, and some of you just want to return to when it was good. It's like, why did things change? Why can't they be the same? Now I feel you and this person, eventually there will be an olive branch. I feel there will be an understanding and a coming togetherness. So I feel there will be a reunion. You know, you've got the Six of Cups, which is to reunite. Three of Pentacles can indicate that you reach a higher understanding and feel a little bit more secure in your friendship or relationship. And the Chariot card represents moving past any difficulties, both of you kind of like on a journey of discovering about yourselves. And we change, we evolve all the time. And, you know, sometimes we outgrow a person, but sometimes we need to do that in order to discover more about ourselves. And then that distance, that breath between each other, it can help us come back together again. So I feel this particular friendship or relationship or whatever it is to you, because it's going to be different for everyone. Like there's two people here kind of like looking at each other like, well, what happened? When did we start becoming rivals? When did we start, you know, being a little bit snappy at each other? When did it start to get into a bit of a complicated situation? And I feel like there's no challenge there. There are equals. And I feel both of you can come together in union and build something a little bit more stable in terms of your friendship there. Because, you know, Three of Pentacles can often mean that a difficult situation becomes more secure, or a delicate situation is repaired. Okay, so I definitely see that that will happen there as well. But let's tap into your energy in general. We've got the Ten of Cups, so this can indicate that, you know, you're comfortable where you're at to some degree, but the Five of Pentacles indicates there is a missing ingredient, okay? I feel like you just want to be happy. I mean, show me a person who just doesn't want to be happy. You know, sometimes we meet people who tend to self-sabotage themselves, and some of you have really looked at where you tend to self-sabotage yourself in your life, and you've overcome a lot of those inner battles, because I see a lot of you having this inner battle. You know, I feel like it's almost like you're kind of looking at life like, I'm fortunate because you have the Wheel of Fortune there, Ten of Cups. It's like, you know, you're comfortable or you're doing okay. You realize there's other people who perhaps do not have what you have, but at the same time, the Five of Pentacles indicates you may have felt stuck in a rut, or you feel there's a missing ingredient, and you know there is a lament here. There's been a struggle. You know, in order to build the life that you have right now or aspire to, it's been hard. You know, this card is an energy of feeling like isolated, or feeling, you know, that there is a worry there, or there is like sudden change or an unhappiness. And it's like you are aware that the Ten of Cups is like you can have ultimate happiness, and of course everything can be taken away and on a dime, because fate is like the deciding factor, shall we say. So you're really looking at the temporary nature of life right now, the changing cycles of life, how you can feel one moment ecstatic and happy, the next moment you can feel sadness and you can feel despair, you know. And I feel you're looking at fluctuating energies as well right now. And this is a very deep kind of like self-reflection reading is what I'm seeing there. There's a lot of reflection here. Ten of Cups is, you know, you just want your family to be happy as well. And I feel you do a lot. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders there. This card is also a peacemaking card. So if you are spending time with family members or soul tribe members, and there is a little bit of conflict there, you know, with that Five of Wands, I feel like you almost like try to step up sometimes and be the peacekeeper. I feel like you've done the knee-jerk reactions of being like angry or frustrated or volatile in your energy, and right now you just want no drama. The drama card is actually in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in the reverse. You're trying really hard to build a peaceful life where there is no drama. And you know, I am getting an energy, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, the more peaceful life becomes, the more you start to wonder, are you bored? Is it that nothing is happening? What can you do to kind of replace that kind of, you know, passionate side? Because your passionate side is there. I feel some of you in this quest for peace, you know, you may have felt that your libido or your passions have lain dormant for a while. There's just this energy there that's coming through, and it may not resonate with everyone, but it's like, do you gravitate towards drama sometimes, or do you witness people gravitating towards drama because they're bored? They've reached a level of peace or serenity in their life where they're like, okay, now it's just feeling like nothing's happening. So what's going on? And I feel like you are, you know, basically trying to run your life as smoothly as possible, and you are working really hard to keep things running as they are. But I feel a lot of you want to do more passionate things, things that really excite you, challenge you in positive ways. I feel like you don't want the drama, and you don't want to fall back into a cycle, because that, you know, Six of Cups there, it can be a reminder of when you were kind of experiencing the highs and lows in life, where you were drawn to people who basically self-sabotaged or presented very exciting, alluring energy that you may have got caught up in, you know, like a moth to a flame. Those sort of people where they're free-spirited, and you are free-spirited as well. But I see a lot of you trying to disconnect from any toxic behaviors, toxic patterns, and you're trying to find that inner peace. And, you know, this card is like there is good fortune here for you and well-being, and that's what you're focusing on at this time. But what is the missing ingredient? You know, that Five of Pentacles can indicate there's something that you're longing for, like, and you feel that you haven't got it right now. Well, you're going to discover that in 2025. Also, I feel some of you have been, and I don't want to use the word victim because you're not, I feel you have experienced something that has been very unfair in your life. Whether it is a person, whether it is in relationships, in love, I feel like you've closed this chapter now, this cycle of difficulty. So if you've had really like chaotic relationships with romance, love, if you feel like you've been hurt and abandoned, some of you are actually, you know, healing an abandonment issue here from your past. And this doesn't have to be something that was in a high-level commitment. It can be something that occurred in the family unit. Perhaps all the responsibilities fell to you in some way, or there was someone in your family unit who always made you feel like you were not enough or nothing you did was ever good enough. I feel a lot of you are looking at that and changing cycles. You know, whenever you get the Wheel of Fortune, it means that you're basically breaking down generational cycles. So it could be that you've had a very difficult task to kind of like walk away from these cycles and escape from them by actually challenging them and facing them head on. You know, this is you not being scared of challenging things that have been challenging for you. You're someone who is a warrior. You're always prepared to face anything that's difficult. But that Five of Pentacles can indicate here that you've struggled to get to that place. And there is a sadness deep down that sometimes it kind of raises up within you. And there's that inner battle between happiness and feeling immense joy in that moment, then being haunted by the past of something that perhaps tears down your confidence or kind of like tries to change your energy in some way. You know, I mean, this may not resonate with everyone. There's an energy here of feeling left out. Okay, I just get this energy here of you like feeling somehow that you're on the outskirts looking in, the lone wolf energy. And maybe this is something you experience throughout your whole life, you know, and I feel that there are a lot of people around you who love you and respect you. But there's this energy of where you feel apart or different in some way, or you feel like your path is different from everybody else's, and perhaps you feel misunderstood in that. I feel right now that things have been challenging for you. I feel like you're overcoming a lot of things, and I feel that there is a return to happier times. There is more unity. There is more people trying to understand you and include you. I feel there is a more inclusive future for you in the community or, you know, in your friendship circles. And I feel that for some of you, there has to be a very challenging conversation. Let's put it that way. There's no swords here. So I'm just wondering how this communication is going to occur. I'm just going to pull a card on it. But I feel there is some sort of like tete-a-tete. There's a conversation here. I'm just going to pull that card on it right now. But the Five of Pentacles there, it can also indicate that you're trying to separate yourself from outdated beliefs around happiness, around money. You know, anything that's negative, I feel like you're removing yourself. You know, the Five of Pentacles can be that you've removed yourself. You know, you have disconnected. Yeah, the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. So I'm just going to pull. Can you show me the conversation, please? Thank you so much. Nine of Cups. Okay, the conversation will go the way you hope for. You'll be satisfied that you aired your views and that, you know, I feel there will be an olive branch here. I do see that things come together. There is a reuniting. I feel there's a moving on from this. Sometimes we need to clear the air. So if there is someone in your life that is challenging, or you feel disappointed in the way that things have gone, or you feel this person has somehow changed, or distance themselves, or you've had to distance yourself because they've become challenging, I feel there is an opportunity here for a very open, honest conversation that reflects on how to bring unity to the situation. I feel there is an acknowledgement of how you've put up with certain things or you've struggled with certain things. This person will finally see it. You know, sometimes, you know, because everyone's aware of their actions. They know what they're doing, right? You know, sometimes we get so caught up in our own drama or the battle inside ourselves that we just miss how it affects other people. So I feel this person in particular, they may be so involved in their own situation right now that they've reacted in certain ways where they know what they're doing, but they may not realize it's coming from a place of hurt or woundedness. And I feel maybe this conversation will clear the air, okay? I feel it'll take some time, but you and this person will reunite. That's what's happening there, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be an ex. I want you to be aware of that. So I feel a lot of you, it could be a conflict with a friend or family member, maybe a boss. It could be that, but ultimately I feel there is healing there. Now, the Hermit energy and the Seven of Cups, I feel a lot of you, life has been challenging, okay? The Hermit does not remove themselves from society until they feel enough is enough. So I feel a lot of you may have operated under the radar over 2024, or you've removed yourself, taken a step back in order to just get clarity, that Seven of Cups can indicate it's been overwhelming. You've had so many things on your mind and your to-do list that you're exhausted and you need a rest. So I definitely see that this is something that you're going to be doing and having an opportunity to do. You know, the Hermit can indicate that you've been blending in with the background somehow. And in that blending in with the background, you may have felt that people misunderstand you or forget about you or ignore you or just don't see what you're about. And I feel this has been something that perhaps has been on your mind as well. I do get this energy that you have a higher calling. Okay, whoever's listening to this reading, I feel there's a higher calling here. And sometimes you've had to be like separated or been apart from people or situations because you have this higher calling. And that's a very challenging and difficult and sometimes isolating path. But you know that you've been called to do it, okay? And I feel that you are going to integrate yourself a little bit more as you move into 2025. Three of Pentacles is like surrounding yourself with like-minded people, being in the company of community or sharing your resources, people coming together. And a lot of you, I feel the Hermit energy is like you may have felt isolated or alone, or you may feel alone in your struggles right now, but I feel like you will be seen. I feel that you will be understood, and I feel that you will overcome any challenges and you will build a secure foundation for your future there as well. Now, the Hermit can also indicate somehow you felt very detached in your energy. You're a very passionate person. You may have felt that your passions lay dormant for a while. It's almost like you have felt disconnected. You know, you are kind of like detached or feeling moments of your old self returning because the Six of Cups is there and the Wheel of Fortune is like sometimes it's like, oh, there I am, I'm back. And then you're like, it almost feels like the last couple of years have really transformed everybody in terms of humanity and the way that they deal with life and themselves. And it just feels like some of the things that you used to love doing, they just don't hit the spot anymore. And you may have felt a little bit disconnected or a little bit scattered in your energy, and you're trying to rediscover like part of your old self. You're going to be more yourself than you've ever been in 2025. There's just a lot of excitement around you, a lot of curiosity. There is a lot of fun times here. A lot of you are healing your inner child, and it kind of sets you free and opens you up to a whole new world in 2025 as well. And, you know, the Hermit energy, it's like you may be a certain age, but you're exhausted because you've taken on a lot of responsibilities in 2024. But I feel now you're looking at different options. You're opening yourself up to envisaging something new for your path ahead, and it's going to be so rewarding there as well. And also, I feel you're an old soul, and sometimes when you're an old soul, it's really hard to be impressed with the glitzy things in life. You know, it's not about the sparkle. You see through the sparkle. So you have to always dig a little bit deeper to find fulfillment in certain relationships or experiences. You know, you're not the sort of on the surface kind of person. You need to go deeper. And you may find that people cannot meet you as deeply as you have met yourself. And that sometimes is a bit of a challenge, and it makes you feel apart in some way. Okay. I feel a lot of you are looking at the variety as being the spice of life. So with that Seven of Cups, I feel like you're going, I want to do it all. I want to travel. I want to be more nomadic. I want to get out there and do exciting things. I want to try new things. I want to see new places, new faces. I feel like you are really transforming your life. And I feel, of course, the Ten of Cups indicates that you've got to a certain level in yourself, where, of course, there's an inner battle, but you're learning to love yourself in a different way. You know, you can only be you. Being you is your superpower. You cannot be anybody else. So I feel you're learning to love all of you because, you know, if you don't, who else is going to? So I feel a lot of you have taken that responsibility on your shoulders to do a lot of soul searching And I feel it has taught you that happiness, of course, comes from within, and it's not tied up in another. The Wheel of Fortune, I do feel that you are someone who tends to make your own luck, but you will see better fortune ahead. I feel a lot of you, this is a card of risk. So some of you may feel like you want to take more risks or be a little bit more bold and daring as you move through the next year. I feel, they're calculated risks. You have a lot of knowledge. I feel a lot of you are also building in knowledge, learning more about yourself, what you're capable of, and what are your triggers, and you are removing those triggers because you feel life is too short to allow those to change your energy. I feel like you're taking more control over your life, taking charge, taking responsibility for yourself and not for others, if that makes sense, because the Five of Wands, it can indicate that no matter what you do for another person, there's always going to be challenge. They're always going to find fault. So you are dominating your energy and trying to please yourself, not in a selfish way. You just realize that, people are changeable, and one person's happiness is not another person's happiness. And a lot of you may have been focused on your family members, and you're not going to stop loving and caring about your family and trying really hard to, make things right and step up and, be responsible for things. But at the same time, I feel like you're going to temper your energy so that you give more to yourself at this time. Now, that Five of Pentacles, it's not that it bothers me. It's in your protagonist energy. I feel there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of hardship there, and I feel a lot of worry. Some of you worry a lot about your family, okay, or about your soul tribe. There's a lot of energy of, wanting to make sure that everybody's okay, secure, and I want you to be aware they are, okay? And it's not your full responsibility to have to do it alone, is what I'm saying there for you. And if you have a look at that card, it's like setting yourself free. Because I feel, in this desert, which can represent like a sparse environment or a challenging environment, there is this door that used to be kind of like a full solid door, and it's like someone like smashed through it and like ran off, and it's in the shape of a heart. So it's like, I feel a lot of you are kind of like wanting to set yourself free to follow your heart and do something that you feel is missing from your life right now. It's like alternative forms of abundance. Now, these could be financial in nature, because if you're worried about money right now, for some of you, the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you may actually learn something to help you earn more money, or you may be offered a new job. For example, this reading's not about money, career, love, any of those things, but I feel if you are worried about money, I feel there's nothing to worry about. Some of you may start something new that actually amplifies your wealth as well. I feel this is more about tapping into your ambition, to your passions, which may have lain dormant for a while. Even though you are a passionate person, you may have felt that you're somehow disconnected. Okay, and I feel this is about reconnection, stimulating yourself, doing something that challenges you. You have an incredible mind. Whenever you think about this card, especially since it looks like two chess pieces or there's chess boards there, it's like life. Sometimes it's like a game, and you're always like 2 or 3 moves ahead of the game, which actually makes you feel secure that you're ready for anything. But at the same time, is it causing you anxiety or worry to be constantly focusing on the future to prepare for every eventuality? Does it raise your cortisol levels and make you feel a little bit unwell because you are kind of preempting everything that could go wrong? So with that Five of Pentacles, this can be worry, and worry can lead to unwellness, so I feel like you are trying to transform through lifestyle changes to make sure that you remove worry from your life and be more positive about things and be flexible in the changes, because of course 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles can indicate that easy come, easy go. And fate is there, but fate is on your side. And I feel looking at your outcome energy, we have the 6 of Cups, which is the universe bestowing good things upon you as a surprise. The Chariot card, which means movement. Some of you are relocating, so it could be that you are saving financially for a move. But the Chariot card indicates overcoming any obstacles, taking charge of your energy, making progress, dedicating yourself to something, and being successful, being disciplined as well. So some of you, I mean, this is always my gym card. So, some of you could be like super disciplined and say, I'm going to hit the gym, or I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day, or I'm going to transform the way that I actually work, or exercise, or eat. I feel something within you feels the need to challenge yourself in a really positive way that benefits you, body, mind, and soul. Now, of course, the Five of Wands is also about honoring people's differences. I feel a lot of you are trying to understand the human psyche, the nature of people, and why they do weird and wonderful things and sometimes selfish things as well, and why they are always at conflict with themselves. So I feel a lot of you are conquering the inner battle there, but that Five of Wands, it can also indicate that you're under a lot of pressure in life. It's been really stressful, and I feel that, this is about you overcoming the conflict or approaching conflict in a different way, trying to understand a person and why they're causing confusion or conflict. And I feel with this book there, it's like knowledge. It's like trying to understand the undercurrent of life, of people, of circumstances, and why things happen as they happen. And sometimes we have to acknowledge that we'll never understand, we'll never get an answer, but we have to be confident in our inner compass. And I see a lot of you tapping into like some sort of strategy. This card is really presenting itself as a strategy right now. You thinking about the next steps in your life. And I feel you've been challenged in life, but I feel there's a lesson in each challenge about a healthier boundary, about your intuition, noticing when you just know that something is going to happen. But sometimes you may go, okay, I'll give the situation the benefit of my doubt. And then you realize you were right, that you should have trusted your intuition. A lot of you are learning a lesson about your intuition. We should never judge a book by its cover. And I know that's such a cliche, but you do have the book there. But if you feel something is off about a situation, you're 9 times out of 10 pretty much right. So trust that intuition that you have there, okay? Now, the Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles can indicate there's been so much on your plate. You may have felt a lot of responsibilities. You've been challenged there. You've had a real test of faith. But I feel with the King of Wands there, I feel this is you conquering this challenge. I feel there are better times that lie ahead. But also this card, it's in the resistance position at first. So it tells me that someone in your past abused their power in a situation. You may feel that you have to revisit this in order to really let it go. Whether it was a person who basically stopped you from progressing in your career, whether it was something from your childhood that, you grew up with, maybe a volatile childhood. Maybe you were bullied when you were younger and it robbed you of confidence. For some of you, because there is this energy of fight or flight mode, okay? Because these two cards are like comfort, but always being ready to leave, okay? You need an exit plan for everything. So I feel a lot of you are thinking about where you belong, where you want to settle down, what triggers you to want to leave, where you feel like you need to always be ready for conflict, this fight or flight mode. Some of you, I just get this energy here where you felt that life is somehow grounded at a standstill, and you're just like contemplating like, what happened? When did things change? When did it get so much? When did it get so hard? When did it get so complicated? And you're trying to find the energy within you, because a lot of you are exhausted. This is a card of energy, and it's in the resistance position, and you're exhausted. You're at capacity. You're really great at what you do, but it means that, you're so like challenged that it's like enough already. And you're summoning all the courage to make major lifestyle changes right now, and you will conquer that. And you will see the evidence of things becoming easier for you, and your fortune is changing for the better. But I feel there is something here where you have to take ownership for the fact that you did it all by yourself, and actually give yourself credit and be really proud of yourself that actually you've transformed your life. If you look back at the last year, last 2 years, 3 years, whatever, you've come a long way, and you should be proud that you made some long-lasting changes in your life. And there's always going to be the missing ingredient, but you'll always be in search of it. And I feel this is about your passions or something that's lain dormant within you coming back to the surface. know, even though this is a fire card, it's a fire element, I feel this is the fire in your soul kind of rising up within you, and you discovering more about things that have lain dormant, things that you want to challenge yourself with in a really positive way, things that excite you, that set your soul on fire. You know, this is about you being in command of your empire. You know, these are calm shores. Some of you, it's like you looking at where the sun is at and where you are in relation to the sun. And it could be literal that you want to move to the sun, for example, or, you know, it can also be that you just want to be happy. And that's your intention, and you are doing everything within your control to make that happen for you and your family. But this is a card of responsibility as well. So I feel like it's about releasing control for some of you. Maybe you have a moment where you're looking at the nature of control and recognizing that ultimately things happen in divine timing. We may want something right now and be frustrated that it's not happening. We're manifesting and it's not happening. You just have to utter what you want to the universe. Visualize it like you have it now and trust that the universe will move a mountain to get it to you. And there's going to be lots of signs and symbols. Trust the process. I feel this is an energy of influencing your life, having better energy. Some of you are literally looking at energy levels right now as well. Especially since we have the fluctuating card, you know, the Wheel of Fortune can indicate that things are changeable, and you may be dealing with very changeable situations over the last couple of years, whether it is your location, whether it is people, whether it's like governmental structures, whether it's the world. Everything is changing, and you are one of the signs that are very flexible when it comes to change. You don't like change, nobody does, but I feel, you know, you're someone who steps up and you say, okay, this has changed. Let's take control of it. Let's try and work our way to navigating these changes. But this Five of Pentacles is like there is a missing ingredient, or you feel exhausted in this cycle of change. And you know, when you move onto the other side of this, which I feel 2025 for you, I think things are going to be a lot smoother. I feel there is this energy of self-discovery and you leading with your passions, because I feel a lot of you have been leading with your responsibility. You've been leading with this sense of making sure that everybody's okay. And that's really wonderful of you. And you have such a beautiful heart. But also, do not get lost in that. Do not forget about yourself and your own needs and your passions. So I feel this is about you tapping into that wild side. You're rewilding for the next year ahead, okay? Now, of course, the King of Wands, it can indicate that some of you, you know, there is a person. It could be masculine, doesn't have to be, but it could be someone that you've retreated from or someone that you've had a problem with. Doesn't have to be gender related. Also, these readings are not gender specific, but this conflict, I really want to underline that there will be healing there. There will be harmony and a problem will be resolved, okay? Now, also, we've got the Page of Pentacles there, and it's in the resistance position at first, so this can indicate a lot of you, you've been running at capacity, you've been forgetting about your health. Some of you, there is an energy, because pentacles are all about like the earthy kind of stuff in life, you know, our health, wealth, tangible things that we can feel, see. And I feel that a lot of you are looking at the nature of your energy levels and looking at what is depleting your energy. Some of you, because you do have the Wheel of Fortune there, it can be that you have either like fluctuating hormones, or with the Five of Pentacles, it could be a vitamin deficiency, something that you're not getting enough of. I mean, I'm getting two energies from this, and I'm not a medical practitioner, so that King of Wands can also represent you getting good advice from someone who's qualified to give it, someone who knows something about energy levels, cortisol levels, all of those things. So it could be, I'm feeling right now, magnesium, calcium. Those are two things that are coming to me. But again, I'm not a medical practitioner. So, you know, do your own research on this and get some advice from someone who's in the know, who's qualified to do that. A lot of you, I feel there's this quest to run on optimum energy, optimum health. You're really investing in health. Some of you may like just purchase new recipe books, for example, or, you know, be trying out new diets. Or some of you could also be like looking at the nature of vitamins and how they kind of like help our body, what we can absorb in different food substances, for example. And this is not, of course, going to be resonating with everyone, but this is like new knowledge on optimum energy. This is about you like shining your light and being your brilliant self. This is about you being on form, being ambitious, and, you know, taking charge and taking back your power in your life in general. But the Page of Pentacles, it can also indicate that, especially in this position at first, it can indicate that something is not working, okay, for you right now, or a relationship. I mean, it could be that you're a parent and you're dealing with a very difficult teenager, or you're dealing with a difficult experience with a child that you have, and I feel that you will overcome this. You know, I feel that there is an energy here that you're doing a great job. And if no one has told you that, I can see that you're doing an incredible job. And you may feel like you're doing it all by yourself, or there's no support for whatever it is that you're going through right now. But I feel there will be a coming together of people who can help or support your situation, and you'll move through this and you'll get over this. And sometimes when we're going through chaos, whether you're a parent or not, you know, sometimes it feels like it's never ending. It's a never ending cycle of repeat. But I feel there is change here. And a lot of you are taking the power back to make those changes in your life and learning more about what you're capable of and stepping up there. I mean, a lot of you looking at this, I feel like you're closing out the chapter of 2024. And I feel like you're looking at the wins and you're looking at the losses, and you're learning more about how to navigate these changes and what you would do differently as you move through 2025. Now, I do see a lot of you getting new money soon, whether it's through a new job or a new opportunity that you're launching. You know, I feel for some of you, there's a financial plan here, and I feel this is about you committing to your prosperity and seeing evidence of it occurring. I feel also a lot of you are, you know, planning your dreams. You know, they're becoming a reality. They're not just dreams. They are intentions. And I feel you're a doer. You're someone who gets up, you make decisions, and you get out there and you action them. And a lot of you, because you've had a lot of conflict or challenge, you're exhausted. So it's getting harder and harder to get up and be inspired, or get up and just do. But I feel your energy completely changes, and you're going to feel freer and more efficient in whatever it is that you do. But I feel a lot of you, you're learning to invest in yourself a little bit more. You know, Page of Pentacles is you looking at what you have to offer in life. And you don't have to offer anything. You just have to be you. But I feel this energy of you really like having the ability to attract what you need because you believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself, because, you know, you're going from strength to strength in life. And this card in particular, it can indicate that you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but also you are worthy too of all the good things that you try to provide for everybody else. It's like you're out there saving other people and trying to make them happy. Who's out there saving you, and who's out there making you happy? So I see a lot of you really like assessing a situation and transforming it so that there is balance in this situation as you move forward. Now, of course, some of you, because this card is in the resistance position, you know, I feel this card can indicate that, number one, you're still standing despite the circumstances. But number two, I feel a lot of you, you've been going through like a very traditional route, okay? And you're someone who has a lot of fire in your soul. And traditional things are not really like 100% right for you, if that makes sense. Like, of course, there's some lovely traditional things that you may want, like getting married or getting out there and buying a house and all of those things. But are you destined for something else that's a little bit more like off the wall, a little bit more like passionate, intense, different from everybody else's path? I feel there's something here that you're called to do, and you're going to explore a lot more of it in 2025. So it's like, can you balance the traditional route with all the things that perhaps are expected of humans to do, and with all the sort of weird and wacky, wonderful, wild things that you want to do? I feel like you're going to balance it out, and you're going to find more time for you to be able to connect to those things, whether they are creative nature walks, whether they are kind of like creative art endeavors, whether they are like bold and daring moves in your career, whatever it is. I feel like you are kind of stepping up and looking at what's challenging but what's possible. Some people may look at the path that you're on and say, oh my gosh, that's just not possible. And you're like, hold my beer, watch me. I feel, or in my case, watch my coffee, watch me. So I feel a lot of you are stepping up to challenge and knowing that you're going to overcome it, and knowing that actually you're going to move through this and there are better times ahead. I mean, this Six of Cups energy indicates that, you know, you are making something that is almost like impossible, possible. Like if you look at this card and its actual image is a rocking horse, okay? So it's like not the real deal. It's not a real horse, right? It's a playful horse. It's something that almost like a trainer, like for a child to be on, that is enjoyable. And then you've actually got the real deal horse. There's two of them. And I feel like, you know, you've done your training, you're the student of life, and now you're stepping into the real deal. Some of you could actually be on courses of learning. You could have put yourself in a course of learning or be doing that for 2025. And it's like something that, you know, is your dream or is the fantasy or the illusion that you want to become a reality suddenly becomes your reality because you made it happen. Okay, so this is about like you walking your talk, and this is a return to happier times. A lot of you are given nostalgia and memories of the past, of people who hurt you, wounded you, underestimated you, disrespected you, because it is your body kind of like testing you to see if you're triggered. And if you're triggered, it means it's not healed. It means you need to just go back to the drawing board on that and kind of find a way to release it and process it. It shaped who you are, but it no longer has power over you. And if these triggers are not there anymore, it means you've fully conquered it. And, you know, this is about you kind of moving past this. Now, the Six of Cups also indicates that you are a gift. And you bring a message of peace to this world, even though you're a Scorpio and you can go from 0 to 100 in like seconds when it comes to your anger or frustration or even fury. I feel like you don't like to go there. You come in peace. The Ten of Cups is like, I come in peace. How I react to you is based on how you deal with me. So I feel a lot of you are like, okay, I'm trying to eradicate drama, but I'm not a pushover. So I feel you are honoring those boundaries as you move forward in 2025 there. But at Six of Cups, I feel a lot of you are like remembering past times, reconnecting with friends from the past. I feel this sense of nostalgia, wanting to meet with people you haven't seen for a while. I mean, I feel like you're trying also not to step into old patterns. You're making major lifestyle changes, conquering inner thoughts, you know, breaking this pattern where knee-jerk reactions happen. It's like you're trying not to react. I feel with that Six of Cups, it is a return to better times. And this card actually means the universe will step in and offer you something that is a true gift that will bring a lot of joy. And I feel like you will celebrate whatever this is. Now, this is a period of calm reflection, and it's also about winning back all the things that you feel have been robbed from you or taken from you or have been knocked out of you, whether it's confidence, whether it's your sparkle, whether it's a sense of security in a relationship if you've been brokenhearted in the past. Some of you may have been healing abandonment issues, whether this is from childhood, whether this is from a romantic relationship, and it's about realizing that you are enough and you're regaining your playful side. You're tapping into that open-heartedness, that childlike curiosity again, so that you can believe in your dreams becoming a reality, whether it's in love, whether it's in career, whether it's just in life in general. I feel this is about believing again in the magic of the everyday and rediscovering it in yourself first, and it filters out later. Maybe that's what that book with all the magic was about around it. You know, you have the Chariot card here as well, and this is a card, of course, of, you know, overcoming obstacles, nurturing yourself in a way where you are utilizing your sense of confidence in yourself, making things happen, seeing that you are making progress. I feel like you are being stricter with yourself, honoring your time in a different way, not allowing anyone to affect your energy levels. And I feel this is a card of success. It's also a card of relocation. So some of you may actually be thinking about moving somewhere else. It feels like you're content where you're at, but you may feel there's something else that you want, maybe in a different neighborhood, or you feel that things have changed. something that was once really lovely has started to become a little bit shabby, or, feels that it's not safe for some of you. You may feel like actually you're not happy where you're at and you want to change because you've got that cycle of change there. So I feel as you close out the year, you're like all change. And that Chariot card is like you're setting these changes in motion and they're going to become your reality. You're not just talking about it, you're making it happen. And I feel you should be satisfied and content that you're doing a great job and you're going to end up in the destination that you envisage for your future there. A lot of you are literally doing some repair work though. I feel, that Three of Pentacles, it can indicate some repair, especially from childhood, or, if you were bullied and you had confidence knocked out of you. I feel this is about you reclaiming your power and knowing that you really are a force to be reckoned with. This card, it can also indicate that there is a cycle of change upon us in the world, and rather than be like caught up in it, you are moving with it. You are finding a way to be flexible, to be victorious in these changes. And this card literally means you're leaving the old behind, especially when you have these two cards here. It informed you, it shaped who you are, you learned from it, but now you're moving on from it. You're not going to dwell in it any further there as well. This is a card of passion and drive. So if you feel like your libido has been missing for a while, or as I said, your passions have lain dormant, this is about you having that get up and go and, moving from a place that's more exciting, more fulfilling, more spontaneous. Some of you may have promised yourself to be a little bit more spontaneous or take more risks, more calculated risks in 2025. And the Three of Pentacles indicates you're secure to do that. This is a period of exploring, and, this is about planning. A lot of you are in the planning stages of something, and this is a coming togetherness. You're making your mark in the part of the world that you live in, and I feel this is about building on solid foundations, dedicating yourself to something that will take off or will be very fruitful for you. Whenever you have pentacles, of course, this can indicate, security, foundations, trying to build life even though it's challenging. It's like despite the challenges, you will find a way. I feel also this is about building back your spirit. That's what's just come to me there. Building back your spirit is something that is coming. So if you feel that your sparkle has somehow been dulled, I feel like you will rediscover that part of yourself. Now, if you see the literal card, it's got a ladder. So definitely taking things to the top in your life. You're not stopping until you get to the top of something. You never stop until it's done. But also, there's a nest in that tree. So it can indicate that some of you are thinking about nesting or really looking at where you feel like you belong in friendships, in relationships, in the world, in neighborhoods. Which environment do you feel helps you grow or really supports who you are or what you're about. And I feel like you're not spending any time in environments or situations where you feel not wanted or misunderstood or that they drain your energy. Three of Pentacles, there is a coming togetherness of community as well. So I feel you'll be more community oriented and it will actually change your vibration. You're going to meet long-lasting friendships in 2025. So if you're currently searching for your soul tribe, you will definitely find people who resonate with you and they are firm friends for life, okay? And if you are looking at the nature of friendships changing right now, I do see like a reunion or a coming together and an explanation as to why things have changed or why things have been challenging. And when people be more open, then we can come from a place of understanding rather than judging. So I feel that will open up for you there as well. I feel a lot of you, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, there's a lot of anger here. Okay, I'm just picking up anger. I'm being drawn to this like anger. And it could be this seething anger that you've had to kind of like really process. It could be that, the world has changed and it feels like a very like isolating place right now, or that things are really challenging and you're looking at the nature of conflict. You're keeping an eye on the world at large and how things are evolving, and you're like going, when did it change? Why did it change? Have I walked into like a different universe? Has something changed? And you may be kind of like trying to find your way, navigate your way through these changes. And I feel that, you are secure in your position, but there's like a lot of anger here, like at things that don't need to change. things that were not broken in the first place. They don't need to be fixed if they're not broken. So I feel there's energy here of you looking at some people like meddling in things that were fine in the first place. So there's something about that happening. I'm not really sure how to express what that is, but there's something about that in your reading as well. Again, it may not resonate with everyone, and I'm not really sure what it pertains to, but it could be that you see that people are like implementing different rules, regulations, or policies where you're like, why would you do that? Why would you change that? That makes no sense. What's the end game? What do you get from this? So a lot of you, especially since there's like a game card there, it may be that you're looking at people or situations and trying to work out their motivations. What's the end game here? As I said, I saw like a magnifying glass. So you may be looking into someone or something a little bit deeper, or keeping your eye on something. And maybe something that you win in a competition. I'm not really sure why I said that, because we've got the competition card there. So yeah, please take it as it resonates. I know it's like a really odd thing to say, but it could indicate that something in this reading is meant for you, and that's why you either won a magnifying glass, or perhaps you won a competition that involves a magnifying glass, or someone gifts you one, or gifts you something like a card with a magnifying glass on it. Okay. Evolution. Change. So we have final cards for you. We have Compass. Okay, so this is about you tapping into your inner compass, planning the next stages of where you want to be. This is you being guided by your intuition. And it says, this is a reminder that you're headed in the right direction. The compass encourages you to stay focused. Maybe that's what the magnifying glass was about. Trust your inner guidance regardless of outer circumstances. Keep your intentions clear and positive to see success. And you definitely will. I see a lot of success for you. Now, of course, success, it looks different for everybody. For some of you, it could be health. That you want to be, more healthy, or that you want to overcome something that you've been struggling with. For some of you, it could be money. Others, it could be your reputation. Whatever it is that is a measure of success for you, you shall have it. 2025, you are headed straight towards it. We've also got kaleidoscope. So it's like a merging of everything. It just feels like there's so many focuses on you right now. Everything is shifting, changing. You're seeing new perspectives on everything. It also may feel that sometimes when the kaleidoscope moves, everything becomes cloudy. And maybe that's why this reading, it felt really unusual for a Scorpio reading. It felt very much like there's just a million thoughts like molded into one, where it's like a lot. Like, some of you may have found it really hard to focus, or you've just had so much on your mind. Sometimes you felt a little bit blurred in your energy, or that you're a little bit scattered. Maybe that's what I was picking up, because I was kind of like jumping from thought to thought in your reading, which normally there's like a bit more of a through line. You always have a lot on your mind, but I feel maybe things have just been a bit overwhelming for you this year, and you want to be a little bit more precise in 2025. It says, everything is made up of patterns and synchronicities. There's hidden meaning in all that you experience. And that's you searching for the hidden meaning, the undercurrent of everything that came up in your reading. It says the universe may be trying to get your attention. Ask yourself, what is the lesson here? So yeah, again, I think I mentioned it. I'm not really sure if I mentioned it, but everything we experience, both positive and negative, there is always a lesson in it. And I feel a lot of you are asking yourself, what is the lesson? Maybe that's what the book's about, the lesson. But I see a lot of you like closing chapters, really looking forward to 2025 for different reasons, but also wondering how is it going to be different. But I also see that you're taking charge of it and making sure that it's different. There's something about time for you. It feels very much like time. It doesn't feel like the end of the year. It feels time has shifted in some way. It feels like things are just never ending. Almost like, oh gosh, this is really like deep, and I don't really know what my guides want me to do with this, but it's like the Matrix. Okay? It's like things are kind of like breaking down so people can see through the inner workings of things. So even the nature of time itself, time is a man-made construct, and it is a measure so that we can kind of like guide ourselves, or meet people at a certain time, or have a schedule. But the nature of time itself, it feels like it's blending or blurring. There's something about that, and I feel things are breaking down so you can see things in a new way, or you see things that other people do not see. And I feel that's really deep. But a lot of it can be that you're just looking at the alternative right now. You're seeing what's presented to you, but you want to see the alternative to what is on offer. Whether that's news, whether that's circumstances, whether that's an alternative path, whether it's an unusual way of living, working. I feel like you just want something different, more spontaneous, more alive. That's what I feel coming from your reading. So anyway, we've got shooting star. So definitely a wish being delivered. Some sort of manifestation that you're doing will become your reality, is what I see. What you're reaching for, you shall reach it, and the universe will make sure that you reach it. The ladder is sent by the universe. So you're just looking at where you want to be, and the universe says, here's the ladder. You know, because you have the Wheel of Fortune. So visualize it, what you want, the things that you feel like are missing, and you shall have it, especially in and around the 21st, which is the solstice. You know, this is a great day for manifestation. It says, a rare sighting, a wish coming true. Something you desire is close to appearing in your physical reality. Take a moment to release fear and doubt. Know that what is meant for you will never pass you by. I actually always say that sentence, but I feel there's this removal of doubt, backing yourself, knowing that you're empowered and you shall have the thing that you want, that you're going to make it all happen. And some of you may literally see a shooting star over the next coming months that highlight that what you want wants you, and the vibrations are matching and it is coming towards you. We've also got evolution. Now, you're constantly a sign that evolves, but you're looking at the nature of everything evolving, friendships that you're outgrowing, environments, things that you are sort of moving through a cycle of. You know, it's almost like you've been in the chrysalis of life where, you know, the Ten of Cups can be sometimes a chrysalis. It can be that, you know, it's nice and comfortable in this little cocoon. And even though you're in this little cocoon or this little bubble, it feels that somehow everything is changing and you're dissolving your sense of self, because that's what happens when a caterpillar goes into a chrysalis. It doesn't think that one day it's going to wake up a butterfly. No, that's a shock. It just happens. It evolves. But when it goes into the cocoon, it jellifies. It loses its structure, its sense of self, in order to rediscover in a new way, so it can fly, so it can, you know, transform into something more magnificent. I mean, a caterpillar is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love it. And then it goes into that chrysalis and it kind of like, you know, becomes almost like a nothingness, a jellified kind of entity or an organism that is reforming. So some of you may have felt a little bit lost. You know, you're really trying hard to tap into that inner compass over 2024 because you've been feeling a little bit like you know the direction you want to go in. You know the goal. It's been challenging, but it feels like you're a little bit bereft, or you feel that perhaps it's not as fulfilling as you thought it would be. And now you are transforming and finding a better way to enjoy things, or you're finding a way to fly and be more successful than you have been in a long time. It says you have gone through challenges and have learned from past mistakes. You're now stepping into a new role, a new version of you. Your future actually requires a new version of you, and that's why you've been going through this. It says, as you continue to reinvent yourself, you'll see the world around you shifting to match. And I mean, that encompasses the whole sort of reading that you've just had there. I feel this evolution is helping you set healthy boundaries, is helping you face challenges, is helping you reach the place where you want to be. And you're here to notice the signs and symbols along the way. It's been a lot, but I do see things are going to be improving for you. And I just heard that everything is coming together as it should. You're going to see a lot of arrows as well. I'm being shown in the water, a lot of arrows over the next coming weeks and months. I feel, of course, arrows represent direction. So I feel, of course, you'll find direction, that inner compass, but I feel these will be signs and symbols to highlight good news is on its way for you. And finally, oh my gosh, we got the books. So, you know, my guys were showing me a book. I mean, there's many books there. You've learned many lessons. You've had many challenges, but I feel this could be that you're setting yourself up to learn more about you, about life, about a certain area that you're interested in. And this knowledge is the key to your success. And I feel some of you may just want to like kick back with a good book, but this highlights that you're here as a student of life. You're learning, and variety is the spice of life. The universe doesn't want you to just do one thing repetitively, because that's when your spirits start to break. It's time to open yourself to more and set yourself free. And finally, we have this rune there. Can you see that? I hope you can see that there. Okay. Now, it indicates that you are very strong. I feel this is you basically persevering through harsh conditions or difficult situations. It can indicate here that, you have a very strong will, and that you will discover the reason of your low energy levels, and you'll push through this. You will correct them. I feel you're going to have a lot of opportunities come your way. I mean, if you are in a career, this is promotion. This is you raising up. If you have been going through challenging times, this can present a bridge to you that indicates that you are going to cross the bridge, and on the other side of it are better times, and more peaceful times as well. For some of you, this is distant influences, so it could be that you're relocating or trying to migrate there as well. But ultimately, this is the ox rune, which means you're focusing on your health and that you are strong. You're sticking to your morals and your beliefs, and that you are, unstoppable in your energy. And I feel things are going to start going a little bit better for you, my beautiful Scorpio. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. And of course, this reading, it was a little bit unusual for a Scorpio, some of the energies that came out there. So I do hope it resonates with someone. Thank you so much, and love and light.